All right. Now we're ready. So welcome all who's deciding to join this either now or at a later date to the full moon eclipse conscious integration session with me and my mom. So before we kind of really open up the channel, I want to dive into kind of what this is, without giving limitations of what this is. Because when you're an open channel, it's limitless and there's infinite possibilities that can arise in the conversation depending on what wants to be co-created. So my mom and I are channels, interpreters, translators. Um, we bring messages. We give a voice to the voiceless. And we use all of our senses to perceive what is present. And we choose to open up to what wants to be present for the benefit of all. Bringing in consciousness. We bring what may be not conscious, not in our awareness, to loving awareness with grace and compassion and dialogue, personal experiences, a little fun. I love parts play, shadow work, um, enlightenment, right? Something that comes into the awareness, like, please enlighten me. What do what am I ready to receive? What am I ready to understand at a deeper level? What am I ready to unearth from within me? What am I not perceiving that is here for me to see and receive? Um, my mom and I love to expand our perception of reality and even question what is reality and what is playing out in this world around us, especially with our own family line, to then maybe choose something different. My mother is great at articulating this through art and identifying choice points. Free will. We all have free will. We may think we're not free. We're free to choose when something comes to your awareness. Also, on the other side of that story is that it's all perfect. And even though it's perceived as a choice, maybe by the mind, you're in divine flow, and what happens is the divine expression. And it's always free. And there's no controlling it with choice. So wherever you are on your journey, whatever mindset you hold, whatever beliefs you hold, whatever challenges you may be working through, whatever regrets you may feel, all of that was perfect and is perfect because you are perfect, because you are divine. You are it. You are it. What you're looking for, you're it. It's right here staring at you. And it's perfect, perfectly imperfect. And that's one of the messages that was really clear to come through today. So we'll dive into the limitation of perfection. But before we do that, I like to pause now that you know somewhat of this container and what might be at play. You are now invited, wherever you are, at any moment in time and space, to join in this co-creation, a little parts play. So what we're going to do is start to open up the channel to all the energies that want to co-create with us. You right now watching this, the environment around me, my mother, and I open up to any other spirit and energy that wants to come through. For me, my gifts come through a little different than my mom. And I love that we get to work together in this and enhance this energy that comes through our lineage. Mine can come through very almost analytical. Like I have a very strong mind, which is a masculine energy, which is a way for me to deliver consciousness, to deliver a message, to attune and decipher and then deliver with clarity of intent and the words that need to be heard that are going to resonate. So I speak a lot, um, where she may draw more and then speak to what she's interpreting in her drawings. I speak as I'm receiving, and I also communicate in the universal language of creation, which allows me to attune to all energies and give it a voice. So it may be the voice of the earth, the voice of the sky, the voice of the creator, God in masculine form and feminine, the god and the goddess, the mother energy that loves us, the father energy that protects us and supports us. Um, I may speak to an energy that wants to move through and out, that may be trapped by shame, blame, guilt, fear. Um, and I do this through the language of creation, which comes through in any sound and form. I step away, I don't judge it, it comes through. And then I will also articulate that as I interpret and feel through my body, through my emotional body, my mental body, my physical body. I use all of my bodies, all of my senses to take in everything and then put out what is meant to be heard. Yeah. So just inviting everybody in. So we're going to do a little bit of a pause and a journey to invite in all the parts, all the energies at play. So if you're here with us watching this and choosing to join in at whatever capacity feels good for you, I invite you to step into the now. Find your 0 points, your nothingness, letting go of everything that's been behind you and everything that you think is in front of you. Lean into the belief that this is all there is. Being open to anything to come through you, any thought, any feeling. You may find this space by tuning into your breath. You may find it by tuning into your heart, your feet. You may feel called to lie down, to shut your eyes, to scan your room. What brings you present to this now moment? Open, empty, nothingness, the void, the unknown. It may look like the sky to you. It may look like a cave or just endless blackness. That's what mine looks like. And if you need to pause the video to take your time to get there, do that. There's no rush. Sometimes we've been gone from this place for so long, running from our past, seeking our future of what we think we want to do, who we think we want to be, what will make us happy and fulfilled, that we've lost this presence, this space where creation comes through us, where our truth unfolds from the inside out. So it may take time to slow down. It may be uncomfortable for you to slow down, to open up to the nothingness, because in the nothingness is infinite possibilities, which can be overwhelming. So taking care of yourself, honoring what feels good. If you can slow down into that a little bit and find it, and if you get a little overwhelmed, okay, ground in, move, go back to your mind. I get it. Go back and observe the thoughts that are coming through when you dip into this space, because it could be uncomfortable and your mind might come on and say, don't go there, or I'm not safe there, or I can't be here, or I should be doing something else. I should be doing my to-do list that gets me to the future, that protects me from the past that I don't want to be. It's okay. Be with those thoughts. I think some of you might be having those thoughts right now. So let's take a moment and just be with the mind, observing what might be coming in as you open up to infinite possibilities. What starts to play? Is it a belief you want to challenge? Is it a belief that makes you feel good? And let's just take a minute to do that. In this space of nothingness and infinite possibilities, what's alive for you? And just know that this part of you, whatever's alive for you right now, is safe, is not wrong, is perfect. I'm sensing parts that feel a little insecure, unsure, a little bit of closure of the throat, a little bit of pain in the hip, left hip specifically, for whoever that resonates with, and a little sadness in the heart. And those being connected, the belief that it's okay to be here in this space, which is very feminine. To be able to walk forward in femininity. And this applies to all. This is all of creation has feminine wisdom, emotional intelligence, and deep deepness of feeling it all. That is the infinite possibilities that come through in the feminine. So from the open expansion of creation of nothingness is the infinite possibilities that come through the expression of the body. Body can be seen as feminine form, the form of energy that you want to take. And then it speaks to you. It can be big. It can be intense. It can be a lot. Too much for some, maybe, right? To that part of you, you will be too much and you will be not enough to others. But for you to know that it's perfect, you're perfect, you are enough for you, and you being you is exactly what the world needs. That is the divine expression being its authentic self, playing that part of the whole. A mantra that kind of came in with this energy for me to share was about our voice, and you no longer have to be quiet to be supported or loved. You can feel into that and see what comes in for you. For me, it was, I don't have to be quiet anymore to receive love, to receive support. I don't have to dim. I don't have to be quiet. I don't have to be something I'm not to make someone else comfortable. So this is an invitation for you to see who's there. Who's there when you let go of all the things everyone else wants you to be? What if we just dropped all the personas, all the masks, and not masks in a bad way? They're just versions of us that show up sometimes, but we get too entangled with that version of us being there to make someone else happy, and we lose ourselves behind it. The self of the soul that wants to express itself through love in form, no matter if that brings up difficult emotions for someone else. If that love, being expression of authenticity, ends up pointing to blame or shame that may be embodied in another, that it's okay for you to use your voice with loving awareness and compassion and grace for yourself and others to speak your truth. So this full moon's a little different. I work with full moon a lot and unearth that shadow. And this one was an invitation to see your own shadow with so much grace and compassion and see the medicine that's there. So many times we see a shadow and it's something to fix or work on in some programming. Nothing wrong with that either. That's a version too. Sometimes I see something in my shadow and I'm like, oh, that I see you. I love you. Let's tweak it a little. Like you, it all belongs, but I was a little unintegrated. Um, Also seeing how I judge my own shadow. Yet I love everyone's shadow. I see it and I'm just like, I see you. And that's what sets the shadow free. You illuminate it in love. And it no longer has to hide in your darkness. Can you love your dark side? Can you unearth it? Can you see it first? So take some time and just right now call in and say, show me the unseen within me. Show me the unseen within me through the eyes of love and grace. And maybe shame comes up. Maybe there's a part of you that you see and you feel that cringe of shame, especially if it's stuck in your throat. A nice practice that you could try is, what is there that the part wants to communicate, or you want to be seen in, or an experience or a belief or a thought that you just can't even imagine saying out loud, even to yourself. The parts of you that you can't speak to someone when you want to speak your truth and stand in your power, your throat just shuts, you don't know what's going on. Shame. Then you know you're working with the energy of shame and can hold space for yourself with grace and compassion to figure out how to bring yourself more love there and release any shame, because that part of you is not wrong, and it is time to come back into presence with that part of you. There's an energy of finding our parts and coming into wholeness, into the present moment, and no more need to fragment ourselves. Like, here's my work self, here's my mom self, here's my wife self, here's my husband self, here's my daughter self, here's my whatever self. Right? Here's my child self, here's my mom self, all of the parts, all of those parts exist, right? But they get fragmented, and then we like, okay, you don't belong here, you stay over there, and now I'm going to show up, and then because that's going to make this person happy. Oh no, you can't be here, you go over there, I got to be this part right now, or I got to be this part and this part simultaneously, and that leads to frustration and anger, because we're trying to be two different people at once, yet in different places, instead of being present with all of our parts in loving expression. So it's safe for you now, and you deserve to be fully present, to be wholly present. And it's not that you're not whole, there's just some parts that maybe aren't being accepted and loved because of a belief that for some reason they don't deserve to take up space, to be seen. That if I show this part of me that is me, I will be excluded. I will be judged. I will be reprimanded. I will be alone. No one will love me, right? So just taking a pause there, and letting yourself have some time to just receive whatever was there for you in that message. And don't try to force it. Whatever lands, wherever you want to go with this information and presence, just giving it the space to be. Some may feel like opening the heart space to receive what's there. For me, I'm sensing it in the back of the heart chakra, which is the receiving point for me. What we receive in to then give out. Sometimes we've blocked receiving because it's just too painful. So it's easier to just give and give and give and give and give, and then we're out of balance. So knowing that it's safe to receive love and support for your authentic expression. It's safe to receive the message from your subconscious that wants to be conscious. So you might feel called to tune into that space within your body and just give it permission. Permission to be. Like, I'm thankful for my body for showing me this pain. And then I invite it to tell me more if it feels safe. And if it doesn't, maybe I want to move my body. Maybe it doesn't want to talk yet. That's okay. Sometimes we have to take things slow to build trust within ourselves again so that we can trust others again. But it starts within. My practice is always taking the outside experience and looking inward. And then playing with these parts inside of me so that I'm integrating and changing my outside world through love and compassion and peace and wholeness. So as we start to maybe wrap up this channel, this session, I just want to circle back to perfection before I turn it over to Marcia to give us some beautiful art and choice points to work with. Where is perfection? The idea of perfection, waiting for something to be perfect, keeping you stuck, small, inauthentic? Is there a belief that you have to be perfect? Your platform has to be perfect. Your space has to be perfect before you're good enough to receive. That your mindset has to be perfect. That your spiritual practice has to be perfect before you're good enough to receive the support, the love, the appreciation, the gratitude for your authentic expression. We all have a beautiful gift to bring to this world. That's why we exist. If you're in form, you are gifting something beautiful to this world. Even some of the most uncomfortable things happening in our world right now. I'm grateful for the gift of those villains, to bring up the shadow, to play the shadow role, to then let us collectively choose a different narrative. And I'm not always there because I'm human, right? I have my rage, my sacred rage that comes out against some of the things that are unfolding. And then I know that's part of my contribution to releasing the pain of the past that is creating these narratives we've been in. That is what is surfacing. It's just the shadow is actually ready to be integrated and seen in the light and be turned into medicine. So challenge perfectionism in your mind so that when you see a shadow part of you, don't expect it to be perfect. Just love it. And then see that shadow as just needing maybe a little love and integration and fine tuning because it's an expression of you that's maybe just distorted or believes something is wrong with it. So then it can come out and act out in a little bit of an unintegrated way. So we end up projecting because we think we can't be that and don't want that, right? Anger is bad. I'm going to give you my anger. Or um, misuse of power will come from that, right? Like, I don't believe I can have this. I'm actually scared of my own power and I need to control it. So then I'm going to misuse my power in ways to manipulate power plays. You know, we jump into that drama triangle um, out of fear of our own strength. And it's just unintegrated that we think it's wrong that we come and be this powerful divine being that we are. So know that you are it and it's okay to bring it up from the shadow, turn it into a golden shadow, a little Chiron energy of turn that wound into your medicine. What is in your shadow that is your medicine? What pain can you take and turn into medicine? What wounds from your lineage can you transmute to unearth the wisdom from your lineage? We don't just bring forth the pain from our past and our family line. We bring deep gifts and wisdom. Go there this full moon. Let that be illuminated in you. Transcend the idea that you have to stay in suffering. All you cycle breakers out there, all those changing the family lines, what if we're done? Now, can you just be the new? 0 point. What if that was all done and complete and you could just be the new, taking the wisdom from your family line forward with the new integrated knowings you hold from your experiences and let love move through you now in inspired action. So I'm going to turn it over to my mom, Marcia, when she's ready to share what's come through her art, through her voice, and any choice points she wants to present, and let you know too that this, her full recap of the message and her art and her recording will be available for purchase if you want to dive deeper. If any of this resonates with you and you want to go deeper with her reading, that will be available. And she also offers her art for purchase as well. So yeah, I'll turn it over and we can dive into her medicine.
All right. I cleared the top screen so we could see the artwork a little bit better.
Hey, can I pause you for a second? Which you were just echoey a little bit. So I didn't know if you switched your mic or if you just switched your camera.
I just switched my camera. Hold on just a minute.
I'm hearing it echo a little. I like
There.
that, leave your video on while you're talking and then your art as well, so that all three screens will be up.
Okay. Trying to mute the phone.
Mm.
Can you mute it from your end?
Well, it sounds good now.
Okay.
Yeah, try to talk a little, get yourself focused and then try to talk and then we can always pause. Again, letting go of the idea of it being perfect and taking, it's okay to take that time to breathe and pause and choose a new pattern, right? This is the time, like these patterns that we know in the past that we know can be really ingrained and can take over because they are what we're used to. So pause as often as you can to then choose a new direction or to choose a new way to communicate your wants, your needs, your feelings. But it may require you to pause. And you might misstep too. You might start an old pattern, and it's okay to say, "Ooh, I'm catching an old pattern. Can I try that again?" And take your time to step into this new. It's a rebirth. So it takes a little time. Okay.
Okay. Here's what we started, which was on the bottom here. And we have a lunar. And you would think that when you have the circle, then the moonscape would be into the interior. And actually, it's on this outer edge. Um, and what I feel is masculine and feminine, right? We have the sun and the moon, and we're coming in at an equal balance. So embracing both the masculine and the feminine and getting those where they're working in alignment together, where one is supporting and one is flowing. First image that came in is in that meditative position, coming into center and from center blossoming out. We come out here in the from peace of harmony of where we're at. Um, there is some muddiness here. So those who are feeling that when you're kind to come into center, addressing who are we really? Who do we want to be? What are our gifts and service? And coming into clarity and peace with that before then deciding how we then bring that to the world. So here is our first choice point. Do we accept our authenticity of who we are and where we want to go with that? We are all beautiful, is what I'm hearing. And from that, we have the birth of the leaves. We also have these very faint lines. They're green, right? It's that healing. It's that where we're drawing in that everything we need so that we can be our authentic self and who we want to be in this world and give all of our gifts. So that not only are we returning to the earth in giving nourishment to others, we are also then accepting that in someone in that emergence one's coming out. I have a deck of cards. So maybe something that they're going into and looking, I'm hearing communication from it. Some of the where they're grabbing insight from it. We have an ace, a three, and a four of clubs, and diamonds have not been met. We come in at the top then and we had the sun, right? We had the solar portion up here. And then again, we have a balance going. We were faced this way, and then I had to turn around to do it the other way. And it's that journey inward into that spiral. We also have an awakening. It is a global awakening of all of us who are resonating now together and finding where we need to be. When we come into the center, and this kind of came in fairly quick at the end as Brand started to wrap up, we have languages. We have what we're impassioned about and is what we are trying to manifest in service or what we're receiving in service. Um, this language isn't open for everyone. There is someone specific, maybe multiples, and then how we're coming together and we're communing that, how we are bridging. How are we bridging? There is a choice point there. How do we want to be in society? Here are choice points. Here's a choice point. Here's a way, finding a way to understand and then to become and be. This is the other portion over here, and you can see it's all the different chakra colors, but you can see they're all jumbled. We have a little bit of our grounding that is muddied. Again, we have another muddy point. Let's go back and look at these and make decisions on how and who we want to be. I did throw four stones. We have the agate, the chardonnay, a seed, and we have imbalance. And this spread is about coming in balance of who we are, how we want to become, and who we want to be, and that is our choice. This is all about rebalancing and harmonizing body, mind, and spirit, cleansing our aura and who we are. This is all about, again, coming in together, healing, working all of our chakras. So we're coming from a healed point into the seed. What is our new growth going to be? And we're going to reach that when we come into balance. Ready?
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. I love those choice points of just the invitation to come inward, spiral in for a little bit, maybe do some clearing, some cleanup, some rewiring of the belief systems, challenging some of those beliefs with love and compassion and grace, and then choosing who we want to be based on our values, our wisdom of our heart, our deep knowing, and then expressing that from there with beautiful harmony within all of our parts. And you'll see that in your world, right? It starts within. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful session. I'm grateful for all the energies that came through and for my mother gifting us with the art expression. And so again, um, the image and the art itself will be available, as well as the full reading will be available, where she'll dive like deeper into the art itself and the individual messages. And sometimes individual messages come through for each energy. So if you find something in there that resonates with you, um, feel free to start the conversation with Marcia, and she offers individual sessions, and then we also offer um, this kind of a session together. And so the link is in the information there, and you can book us an individual one-on-one session with us to receive this type of support that is specific to the energy that you will bring forth in our conversation. And so it's a very fun way. We do it in groups, we do individual, and we do it like this with collective energies at play. So it's pretty fun, and we're both feeling that call to express ourselves again and come back from our inner journey. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys again and much more often as we shine our authentic selves and offer this that we feel called to offer in the world and have some fun with it. So until next time, we hope to see you again, and we appreciate and send love to everyone that hears these words. Bye.